So it's been a little over 10 years now since I lost my mom. I was 13 years old and I found her dead. It was pretty traumatic. To this day, I think about my mom almost every day. However, I learned some very important lessons over the years. These are lessons that took me years of unraveling grief in therapy, through journaling, meditation, self-work. I have really been on that train for a long time now, and I've learned some really valuable lessons that I feel like could really help other people, no matter how old you are or how much experience you have in life with loss. So as I mentioned, I'm 24 years old. I found my mom dead a little over 10 years ago when I was 13 years old. It's a day I remember like super clearly for some reason. Like there's just a lot of like blanks in my memory, but that day it's just very vivid to me. So the first lesson is life is to be experienced in the fullest. Life is meant to be embraced in every moment. Hang on. Feelings are meant to be felt. The good feelings and the bad feelings are meant to be felt to their fullest. Your grief and your despair is meant to be felt and embraced, just like joy and excitement and pleasure. Sometimes things aren't really good or bad. They just are. And the way that we have developed in society has made us feel like a certain type of way about death. And, I'm not saying like it's easy and it's beautiful. I mean, at times it's beautiful, whatever. There are beautiful things that come out of situations like that you can, without the contrast of those situations, you cannot experience the pleasure of blissful other situations, if that makes sense. And all of it is necessary, and all of it should be respected, and all of it should be embraced. Really just for you, because it's easier to experience life that way. It feels better. My second point is sometimes in certain situations, whether it's a relationship or a death or a job, in certain times in your life, you will not be able to say goodbye to somebody. You will not get the closure that you feel like you may need. And that's okay. There are ways to find peace with that, and give it time. Do not let the trauma of what happened to you keep you frozen in that spot forever. Don't have your growth stagnated in that moment. And, really become aware if during your daily activities, if you are reactivating that trauma throughout your daily stresses. Like, are you carrying it with you? Or is it something that happened in the past? Are you able to say, like, this is over and I'm safe now and it's done? Or are you still holding on to that trauma as if it is still happening? The best thing really for that is to get out of your head and into your body. Find some way to do that through deep breathing. Do not underestimate the power of our basic needs being met. Deep breathing and control over your breath, yoga, exercise, reading a good novel, doing things that bring you out of the hamster wheel of your thoughts and into feeling sensations and using all your senses in your body and feeling truly alive, being present. Don't think so much and don't feel bad for not thinking. It's productive to not think, to just be and exist. It's productive for you. It's good for your brain. I've experienced grief. I know people close to me that have experienced grief as well. And I've seen how other people can handle it very differently. And one thing that I learned that's really important that I want people to embrace is that you can be happy and grieve at the same time. You can be going through a really bad time in your life, a season of depression, and still find moments and allow yourself moments to be happy. And it doesn't invalidate the trauma, and it doesn't invalidate or you're not ignoring the fact that it happened. You're not neglecting to grieve these people. If you choose to be happy, you can be happy and still grieve these people, and you can find moments of happiness even if you are in a season of depression. I just say that so you don't feel so hopeless, like, oh, I'm depressed right now and everything's gonna be that way in every moment of every day for the rest of however long until I drag myself out of it, maybe forever. That's not true. You can find moments in each moment. You can find moments where you feel good and hold on to those and milk those for all they have. And, when you feel depressed and those emotions come over, you feel them and let them come and go. Don't hold on to them. Don't write off every moment as bad just because you're in a dark season of your life. Find the good, focus on it. Be grateful for what you do have and who you do still have, because we can spend many, many years focused on what we lost and what we will never have again. But in doing that, you are choosing not to focus on what what you do have, you are losing what you currently have as well, because you're too focused on what you've already lost. And it's like a double whammy to yourself. Choose to be grateful. Choose to look for what you do have, you know? My mom died, and I spent many years being like, oh my God, I don't have a mom. I don't have a mom. I don't have a mom. And then boom, years later, my grandmother that raised me, she died. And I was like, damn, now I really feel like I don't have a mom. And all that time, I feel like there could have been more energy and effort focused into, and this isn't regret, this is just something I've learned. You can spend that time, I can spend years after my grandmother died living and wallowing in that feeling again of, damn, I really don't feel like I have a mom anymore. Or I can choose to be like, wow, I spent many years feeling that way before I lost my grandmother. Now I lost her and I'm saying, oh, now I definitely feel that way, But now I can choose to look at what I do have, what is it I have right now? Who is it I have right now, And be grateful for that and realize that we're never truly alone. We always, at the end of the day, have ourselves. And we are important. Like, that's a big deal. We're really cool. Tell yourself and tell your loved ones how much you love them and how much you cherish them every single day and every night. Because at the end of the day, focusing on all the things that you have lost and that you don't have is not serving you. It's not helping you in any way. And in fact, it just feels like shit. Don't you want to feel good? Oftentimes it's not the situation itself that hurts, it's our perspective on the situation. Having the mindset that you are a victim to your life situation isn't helpful for you, and it may keep you stuck, and it's just something to be aware of. I mean, we all slip into that from time to time, but you have to ask yourself, am I seeing myself as a victim? Am I self-victimizing right now? Because that doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve how I want to live my life. It's not about being perfect. It's about bringing awareness to how I can be happier. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to take time to be okay again. It's okay to, and even if it's not okay, it's okay. And it's okay to sing along to a song that you don't know the lyrics to and to make up the lyrics as you go along, because it's fun. And last, but certainly not least, finding my mom dead in her bed at 13 years old taught me that at the end of the day, everything happens in my favor, whether it feels like it or not. Everything happens in my favor, even when it doesn't feel like it. I know a lot of people don't like to think everything happens for a reason, that, there's a lot of arguments to that. Personally, I really do believe that at the end of the day, it's the human construct of whether something is good or bad. At the end of the day, a situation is just a situation, and it's whatever you label it as. And I'm not saying you're not entitled to your feelings as things happen and that things can't be bad, but believe me, I've been there. I've been depressed. I've been suicidal to my core. And I promise you, every time something like that has happened in my life, later on, I've looked back and been like, I'm so glad I learned lessons and I received the blessings that I could from that situation, regardless of how tough it was. I hope if you're struggling, and if you were suffering from a similar situation, and maybe that's why you clicked on this video, you were just like, damn, that's pretty relatable to me, then bless you. In a way, it is a blessing to go through life situations like this, because you learn so much and you gather so much wisdom. And at the end of the day, I'm able to, because I have a capacity so large for pain and suffering, despair, I have the same capacity that big to feel joy and love and excitement and inspiration and vitality for life. And the deeper you feel, the deeper you feel. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to feel your feelings. Don't numb it out, because then you can feel true joy and know that the true pain doesn't last forever. And there's a beauty in that. There really is. But I love y'all. If y'all like my style, y'all like the way I talk, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, thanks for watching.